Welcome back to Golf Simplified. Last video, we showed you what it takes to reach scratch, the top 1.6% of golfers. If you got there, you'd assume you're closer to a tour pro than ever. Except the data says the opposite. The gap between scratch and a tour pro is actually bigger than the gap between an average bogey golfer and scratch. Reaching scratch, it turns out, was the easier half of the climb. Tour pros play at roughly plus 4.5 to plus 6 on the handicap scale, meaning 5 to 8 strokes better than scratch on courses set up far harder than the one you played to get there. That's not a small edge. That's an entire extra category of skill most scratch golfers never fully close. That flips the usual assumption. Most people think the hardest climb in golf is getting from average to good. The data says the last mile, from good to elite, is actually the steepest one of all. Put in scorecard terms, a scratch golfer shooting par on a course a pro would treat as easy. 5 to 7 strokes doesn't sound like much, until you realize that's an entire extra round's worth of separation, packed into shots most amateurs never even notice happening. So what closes this new gap? Here's the twist. It's not the same answer as last time. Scratch golfers already scramble well, saving par roughly half the time they miss a green, and they mostly avoid disaster holes. That's exactly what got them past bogey golf in the first place. Pros do those things too, and honestly do them a little better, but that's not where the real separation happens anymore. Something else is doing almost all the work. The real separator at this level is the long game, tee shots and approach shots from outside 100 yards. Broadie's research shows this accounts for roughly 2/3 of the scoring gap between skilled players. And within the long game, approach play is the single biggest factor of all, at every level measured, from 20 handicap golfers all the way up to scratch. It's not that scratch golfers hit bad approach shots. Plenty of their shots are genuinely good. It's that pros hit dramatically more of them close, from further away, and do it round after round without the occasional miss that costs a scratch player 2 or 3 strokes around. Add in driving, distance and accuracy combined, not just one or the other, and pros are simply hitting more greens, from better positions, more often than even a scratch player can manage. A scratch golfer might hit a fairway from 250 yards out. A pro hits it from 300, leaving a shorter, easier club into the green almost every single hole. Here's the practical twist. If you're trying to reach scratch from bogey golf, scrambling and mistake avoidance are still your biggest levers. That hasn't changed, and it's still the advice from our last video. But if you're already scratch and wondering why you're still nowhere near pro scores, the answer flips completely. It's approach precision and long game consistency, not short game, that's holding you back now. The exact same practice advice that got you to scratch will stop working once you're there. To recap, the gap from scratch to pro is bigger than bogey to scratch, and it's closed by a completely different skill, long game and approach precision, not scrambling. If you're already scratch and chasing the next level, the honest advice is to spend less time on the greenside chipping net and more time dialing in exact yardages with your irons, knowing precisely how far your 7-iron goes on a 3/4 swing, not just your full one. That's genuinely where these last strokes are hiding, and it's a completely different practice plan than the one that got you here. If you've watched our videos on the mental game and what makes a scratch golfer, this completes the picture. Go check those out if you haven't. Subscribe for more golf, simplified, one idea at a time.